Hi, I'm Stuart and welcome to SIRENNET Television. Over here at Starcar with the intrepid gang, young and old and young, putting together a brand new Dodge Charger. The vehicle itself happens to be a gunmetal grey, at least that's what we believe it to be. I'm sure someone at Dodge will tell us otherwise. The vehicle itself is going to be used by either a captain or a lieutenant for the customer in question. It will be set up as a law enforcement vehicle, but it will also look very much like a normal street vehicle. So we're going to go right now over to see what Danny is up to. We don't know where Devin is. I think he's probably under the car. But anyway, let's go right now, check it out with Danny, see what he's doing. So Danny, what have we got going over here?
I'm mounting the intersector lights on the mirrors on this car.
All right. Now, there's a couple of interesting things about the vehicle in question, in that you sent it out to have it tinted, especially because of the fact that it did not want to be able to see any of the equipment inside the vehicle when it's driving around, correct?
Yeah.
So let's just take a quick look at the tinting. So what have you done? You've added some extra tinting on the back deck.
Back window is tinted and the side window is tinted. And then I also tinted the pinnacle light in the front window a little bit.
So you're going to have a race now to see who can build these two cars faster?
Yeah, the race is on. I got mine in, Danny's got his. He's a little bit ahead of me, but doubt that's going to be a problem.
Danny, why do you look worried?
Because Devin's a lot faster than I am.
If you use something with the light, it'd be pretty easy to find out. It's
So Devin, this is basically how the factory component comes with the lower air dam. Obviously it's got the halogen fog lights already included. So you're going to take this bracketry off and then put your own bracketry in?
Yeah, I think what I would end up doing is take out the insert for the fog light and then the fog light itself, and then put in my bracket and
right.
Yeah.
I guess we have an answer to the color of the vehicle. So Devin, you put these little tabs into position here, these tabs here.
Yeah, that's for the siren speaker mount. Speaker would mount to the front of this.
Right.
And then this goes behind the hood latch here, like so. And basically these are like little nut clips where the bolt has something to thread into, because from the factory it's just a push pin there.
Right. So Danny, you're basically setting up the flash patterns?
Yeah.
So you just go ahead and sync them, is that the game plan?
Yep, just like this.
Now, one of the unusual features to a degree of this particular vehicle is that this is the police package variation of this Charger, and as you can see here, there is no rear door handle inside the back of this vehicle. So Danny will have to take off these panels and then install a handle kit that will go into this area that will allow this vehicle to be used as a passenger sedan vehicle versus a prisoner transportation police package vehicle. So Danny, you've got the center console area taken apart right now.
Yeah.
And what's the game plan?
We're gonna have to mount the radio in there.
In there.
And the siren controller, the handheld unit will go in there.
Right. Devin, what you got going in here?
Getting ready to run some wires so that we can get the trunk tray mounted. So right now I'm just working on main power and ground.
So right now you're going to put on the ghosts, which you're going to mount in the side door panels in the rear window areas, left and right side.
Yeah.
So this is an extra ground you're putting in relation to putting in the tray.
Yeah, this right here actually is going to go off the main power on the fuse block through our 150 amp circuit breaker and then to the trunk tray. So just a quick lift of the trunk carpet and a push of the button. All power to all accessories we added is then disconnected, so nothing will be hooked up. They take it to a dealer to get serviced or anything like that.
They can disconnect it and not have them interfere with the emergency lighting. And
exactly. Takes out everything that we've added.
Right.
So that's what I'm putting in right now.
So Devin, you're taking a look at the mounting instructions, which is always good to read, in relation to putting the door panel handles into the rear door panels.
Yeah.
So you've gone ahead and mounted the Whelen 2E series LED light heads into the lower air dam and the row where the fog lights were.
Yep.
Made a little bracket by the looks of it to hold them in position as well.
Yeah, it's our little bracket and it lines up with the factory fog light covers, little inserts. See the tabs coming through on the rear.
So you're still working on where to set up the handle mechanism?
Yeah, I gotta take this inner panel off and hook up some stuff inside for the latch and the lock and the handle and all that.
So Devin, what are you up to?
Oh, just getting the wires routed for the trunk tray that I'm about to put in.
I guess this is the fun part of the job, huh?
Yeah.
you basically had to run the wiring through the main body of the vehicle up into the area where you're going to have the controller.
Yeah, pretty much. Just trying to get them zip tied and secured down, so once I put everything back in here, I don't have to worry about wires getting pinched by anything.
I'm gonna be hooking up all the wires in here for everything.
Now Devon's already pulled the wiring harness through to this area here.
Yeah.
And then what controller are we gonna put in here?
It has a HHS Siren controller, the handheld.
The Whelen
Yeah.
2200.
Yeah. Then they're gonna have a radio in here also.
Okay.
And PowerPoints and flashlight charger.
So Danny, you went ahead and put the door on the vehicle, as far as the rear door panel, that is.
Yeah.
Was it involved to get the door handle to go into position?
No, it wasn't too bad. Just had to put the new handle on and put the lock rod in and a different switch. And then they wanted side lights here.
So you
So
put
put
the
those on.
ghosts on, sound off ghosts.
Then ran the wires through the door for those.
So basically they made the
Sounds right.
upper area on the front windscreen darker.
Right.
So they could hide the
Yeah.
sound off pinnacle. which
You want
we-
your, let's turn up that other light
You
here.
can just about see it through here.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. So this is the Motorola radio pack you're going to mount in here.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Now, are each of these cars different as far as where you're going to mount equipment? You have to
Yeah.
kind of think it through and
Yeah.
plan it out as far as where bits and pieces are going to go.
Mm-hmm.
And as a vehicle like this, which is really I guess you could call borderline undercover, but it's going to be used for patrol as well, more complicated than a regular
Yes.
setup.
Sometimes, because you don't really have a partition to mount things to, or a console to mount things to. So have to get creative sometimes.
Meanwhile, looks like Devon is pushing stuff through the rear area here as he's continuing to pull in all that wiring. How much wiring would you say you actually use as far as setting up these cars? I mean, we're talking, what, 12, 13, 14 feet of wiring all told, or
Probably closer to 25.
25 feet?
Yeah.
And then again, each component has its own, obviously, wire, positive, negative, trigger wire, depending on how you want to set it up as far as syncing the different lights.
Yeah.
And these wiring harnesses, of course, you make in-house.
Yeah.
Now this is the radio tray that you're putting into the back of the vehicle.
Yeah, we're gonna mount like the radio base unit, the HHS control unit, and then pretty much all our fuses and components that we'll be doing for the lighting, switching, and stuff like that.
And you find it way easier to do it on a radio tray, or
Oh yeah, it's a lot easier, a lot more serviceable, and a lot cleaner in the trunk, and leaves a lot of room for them to put their equipment underneath it and easy access. So we don't have to take out all the equipment when we service it, and yeah.
so this is the fuse block that's going to be tied in with the electrical components that are up the front area here.
Yeah. I'm gonna run the laptop power off of it, the PowerPoints, the flashlight. I think that's it.
So Devon, you're putting in the wiring harness now and connecting it with the power terminals here on the Havas pull-out trunk tray. So then you're putting in the Siren light controller unit into the console area. Now again, this is going to be pretty much hidden inside the vehicle, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they could put it, you know, in the glove box or the console if they want to hide it somewhere, or it can sit out in the open. It'll be on a mic clip out here too.
Right.
Flashing around here stops. So that's what we look at. There's a few times, you know, the back fries and pull up. Something that look like
So just explain a little bit about, so right now you're working on the programming of the HHS 2200, and from your aspect right now, what's cooking?
Well, basically, yeah, we got the controller in, and we're just going through the basic testing. 1, 2, and 3 all seem to be working. Only thing is when we go into 3, we notice that the hands-free wasn't activated. And with that, see, it's just a regular horn, but if it's activated, we get our horn ring function. So we'll have to go back into the program and then tell it to activate output number 1 with 3, button 3. So it's something that we'll have to go in there and reprogram. And a couple other ones is the alley light. There's a 3-button switch, and all we have is takedowns with this pinnacle, so we'll have to reprogram that as well.
Well, there you have it, the finished product, the Dodge Charger, which Danny and Devon have been working on, and Doug has been hand polishing, at least dusting that is, before it goes out for its bubble bath. But in the interim, let's talk quickly about the equipment that's been put into this particular vehicle here at StarCar. And we have behind the front rear view mirror, we have a pinnacle which has been mounted. You can clearly see that in red, blue and white. And of course the white are takedown lights. They will steady burn when they're required to do so. On the lower level in the air dam area, we have a pair of 2 E-Series light heads from Whelen Engineering, and they're of course in the PAR 36 family. We have a SIRENNET SN SP1 SIRENNET speaker mounted behind the grille, and that in turn is tied in with the Whelen HHS 2200 series Siren amplifier and controller unit, very nicely installed by Danny. And of course Devon was the man doing the wiring in the back there with a pull-out tray from Havas. And then in turn tied in the rear area, we've got a pair of Vertexes tied in with a flashing system devised by the gang here at StarCar to flash the rear tail area of this particular vehicle. On the back deck we have a pair of Avengers, they're the single Avengers, and then on the passenger rear door areas left and right side we have a pair of Ghosts, and then on the exterior mirrors left and right side respectively we have a pair of sound-off intersectors have been included in this vehicle. Now the intersectors of course have been specially coded to reduce the amount of visibility that they would create when this vehicle is out on the highways and byways of the Pacific Northwest, as has an additional amount of tinting being put around the vehicle as well. So there you have it. Great job from the gang here at StarCar. All the components are available on SIRENNET. Many thanks to Doug, the polisher, to Danny and Devon, the gang who put it together. I'm Stuart, and as always, many thanks for watching SIRENNET Television.